Hi students, very good morning. Welcome to the third online sessions from Anand Medical Academy. In this biology third session, I am going to discuss about the very new chapter, that is molecular basis of inheritance. About this chapter, you already have some knowledge in your 10th standard from the hereditary lesson. But in that lesson, molecular bases were not exactly introduced apart from the DNA structure. You might have learned about the genes. By this lesson, in the second PUC itself, other three lessons are dependent. Apart from the molecular basis of inheritance, there was three lessons: genetics, biotechnology principles, and biotechnology applications. What total 4 lessons were there on the concept of gene and DNA. How the gene differs with the DNA? Gene is a physical factor. Of course, that was given by the Mendel. About that we will discuss in the genetics lesson. In molecular basis of inheritance, we will discuss about the chemicals that are responsible for the inheritance. You know very well what is inheritance. Transfer of properties, characters in the form of traits by the help of genes from one generation to another generation, from parents to their offsprings. But chemically, what are the responsible for inheritance? Are there proteins, or carbohydrates, or fats, or nucleic acids? Your knowledge from the biomolecules in the first PUC also helps you a lot to understand these basics and also further concepts. In this lesson, we will discuss about the properties of genetic material. What exactly genetic material? Is it the DNA or RNA? How DNA differs with the RNA? Who proved that DNA is a genetic material? And what is that experiment? Where does the genetic material is RNA? All these important points in couple of sessions we will discuss. In further, DNA replication, that is autocatalysis process, and DNA transcription, later translation process, heterocatalysis process, transcription. Later how mRNA turns into protein, that is a translation process we will discuss. And also DNA fingerprinting method, in which there are many principles are there, gel electrophoresis. Such methods we will discuss. Human Genome Project is the conclusion of this lesson. How many genes are there in the human? How many genes are playing very important role? What are the genes that are responsible for the human disorders? And what exactly the Human Genome Project, when it was started, when it was end, what is the purpose and what are the goals of the Human Genome Project, and all this is a combo of this molecular basis of inheritance in brief. But in this lesson, today, I am going to introduce the genetic material and its history and what exactly we have to start to understand the gene. In the part of genetic material introduction, firstly we have to recall Mendel genetics. Gregor Mendel, who is also called as father of genetics, he treated genes were factors. He did not give the term genes. The term gene was given by Johnson in 1909. But Gregor Mendel called genes as factors that are responsible to transfer the characters from parents to offsprings. Even though he done a lot of experiments and he had given a lot of laws, that all we can discuss in the genetics lesson, that is principles of inheritance part. This is molecular basis of inheritance part. Even though everything is based on gene, so that we are just recall this information that Gregor Mendel is called as father of genetics and he treated genes as factors. That is the first introductory point. Later, who had given the term gene, who coined the gene term is Johnson. Johnson in the year of 1909, he coined the term gene. If you see any cell, that's a maybe plant cell or animal cell, it has a nucleus, hence it is called eukaryotic cell. So I am discussing about the eukaryotic cell right now. In eukaryotic cell, the center nucleus will be there, whereas in the prokaryotic cell, the nucleus is suspended, nothing but nucleic membrane was absent. So genetic material is suspended in the cytoplasm itself. The nucleus in the eukaryotic cell, if observed clearly, inside the nucleolus is present. It is a site of ribosomal production. Apart from the nucleolus, in the nucleus, there is a network-like structure is generally present when the cell is not in cell division phase. When cell is in function, then we can find nucleic material as a network-like structure, whereas it will be condensed and shown many morphological changes within its structure while it is undergoing the division. Maybe mitosis or meiosis. But generally, if we talk about a cell which is in function, so the genetic material generally called nucleic acids, short form Na. The nucleic acid was first discovered by Friedrich Miescher in 1869 by using Pus cells. But he did not give the term nucleic acids. Nucleic acids term given by Altman in 1889. The term nucleic acids was given by Altman. So we can see the genes properly not in the genetic material network like structure. We can see the genes on the structure of chromosomes. So this genetic material in the form of chromosome, on the chromosome so many genes were present. So physically that is gene, chemically that is DNA. Understand? So if you observe this a particular part, this is gene. Gene is present in a certain zone or certain region of the chromosome. This is called locus. Locus is the place where gene is positioned. The gene chemically DNA. DNA nothing but one of the nucleic acid. Nucleic acids are DNA and RNA. We will discuss little later. If you see this DNA like this, it is a double helical structure. This part of DNA may give a trait. Trait is nothing but a variation in the character, and it is responsible for our eye color. Or this part of DNA may be responsible for our skin color. This part of DNA is responsible for our eye color. This is for our skin color. This is for our height, and this is for our hair property. So in entire the gene is responsible for one trait, or part of gene is responsible for some trait. Chromosome consists of thousands of genes. So many chromosomes are there. For example, in a human, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes are there. In that, 22 pairs are autosomes and 1 pair is allosome. 22 pairs of chromosomes consisting of genes are providing all our vegetative characters apart from sexual characters. I repeat, genes are present on chromosomes. Number of chromosomes in species is various. Suppose in human there are 23 pairs of chromosomes is equal to 46 chromosomes. In 46 chromosomes, 44 chromosomes have many genes. All genes present in that 44 chromosomes called autosomal genes are responsible for our body characters such as skin color, skin type, and hair color, hair type, eye shape, eye color, and inside the organ formations, blood groups, all these. But whereas the genes present on the chromosomes of allosome means 45 and 46, nothing but 23rd pair are responsible for our sexual characteristics. So here what you have to understand is genes are present on chromosomes and number of chromosomes in species is various. One species to another species is various. Suppose if you see the Drosophila fruit fly, there are 8 pairs of chromosomes are there. Whereas in the human, 23 pairs of chromosomes are there. Like that, in plants and animals, from one species to another species, the number of chromosomes are specific. On the chromosomes, some sex chromosomes are there. Sex chromosomes are called allosomes. In allosomes, the genes determine the sexual characters. Apart from the allosomes, autosomal chromosomes, nothing but autosomal genes are determining their physical properties like height, weight, color, shape and everything. Here, entire the DNA may express. The DNA expresses what? Protein. Let us see how. So genetic materials are nothing but a nucleic acids. Here nucleic acids are available in two forms, either DNA or RNA. Both are considered as genetic materials. The DNA is a genetic material in the maximum of organisms, in plants and animals, whereas RNA is the genetic material in only virus, some virus. In virus, DNA also act as genetic material, but in any animals or plants, RNA doesn't act as genetic material. If you observe some properties of genetic material, on which basis I consider the DNA and RNA both are genetic materials, means on the three processes. Number one, if you see here, the genetic material should replicate itself. Means it has to multiply itself with the same information, not by dividing itself. The replication means not division. Replication means what? Multiplication. So it wants to act as a genetic material. It has to double its information. It has to double the information. Means it has to copy the information into another form. So that parents have their characters and transfer the characters to their next generation. They are not losing their characters. They are having their characters and transferring the same characters with the genes to the gametes to next generations in the fusion. Clear? And another property, they have to show some mutations. What is mutations? They are changes occurring in the genes. If the change occurs in the parent, if the change doesn't carry to the offsprings, that mutations are waste. So here I have written, show stable mutations. Changes occurs in the genes of the parents should also carry to the next generations. Then we can call up them variations. In the variations only the process of evolution is going on. So we can say the stable mutations of the stable mutation character of the genetic material is very important in the process of evolution. Lastly, able to translate the information present within it through the transcription. If you want to understand the third property of genetic material, you have to see a kind of equation. Let us see. So DNA and RNA both are genetic materials, no doubt in that. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, undergo the replication gives DNA. This process is called autocatalysis. Autocatalysis. Autocatalysis means what? It replicates itself. It gives the same kind of thing. DNA gives DNA. This process is called replication. This process is called replication. Whereas DNA is providing a chemical other than DNA, for example RNA, mainly mRNA. This process is called heterocatalysis. Heterocatalysis. Autocatalysis means providing the same structure. Heterocatalysis means what? Different structure. Hetero means what? Different. Catalysis means what? Divide. It divide and one of the fragment is dividing or giving or producing other than DNA. So that is hetero, different. This process is called transcription. This process is called transcription. Transcription is heterocatalysis. Replication is autocatalysis. So DNA autocatalysis result replication. DNA heterocatalysis results transcription. Once transcription happened, from DNA what will come? mRNA. Then this mRNA, M means what? Messenger RNA. In the types of RNA we will discuss the different types. In that mRNA is one. This mRNA receives the information from the DNA. So here DNA information is copied in the form of mRNA. That mRNA translates. Translation means what? How we are translating one language to another. Hindi to English, English to Hindi, Hindi to Kannada, Hindi to Telugu, English to Telugu. Like that, so many translations are there. So, information present in the mRNA will be translated and form a polypeptide chain. Is called protein. So, protein is forming due to the process of translation. Translation means what? Information present in the mRNA. Whose information actually that is? That is original DNA information. So information present in the DNA converted through mRNA and the same information translated into protein by the process of translation. Here every student observe there are three important processes. Number one is replication, number two is transcription, number three is translation. I will tell you the short definitions very quickly. What is replication? DNA autocatalysis. Autocatalysis of DNA is called replication, in which DNA gives DNA. Parent DNA gives daughter DNA. That's it. Second process is transcription. Transcription means what? DNA heterocatalysis is called transcription, in which DNA gives RNA, mainly mRNA. In the process, two strands of DNA, in that one DNA only gives mRNA. But whereas in the replication, both the strands of DNA are participated. So DNA is a double helical structure. Both the structures are participated in the autocatalysis process. But in heterocatalysis process, only one helical only participated. If you see, this is the DNA. This is the DNA. One and two strands are there. Both strands are participated in the replication. Whereas in the transcription, one and two will participate, one is not. So how many strands of DNA are undergone the heterocatalysis? Only one. How many strands of DNA participated in the replication? Called autocatalysis? Both. So once autocatalysis happens, replication will form. Once heterocatalysis of the DNA happens, mRNA will form. mRNA undergone the translation, result protein. Protein synthesis is also function of DNA. DNA is not only always helps in the transfer of characters from parents to generations. In existing organisms, in living cells, DNA operates a mechanism is called protein synthesis. That is what here I said. It able to translate the information through the transcription. Who? DNA. Now you can read again. DNA able to. Don't read here. From here you read. DNA able to translate information. Whose information? DNA information through transcription. So DNA through transcription sends its information to mRNA. Then mRNA translates into protein. So without DNA there is no protein synthesis. Even though mRNA is required, without the information from the DNA, proteins cannot be synthesized. So all the three characters or features are important from the genetic material side. Or any one of the three absent, that would not be act as true genetic material. Understand? And this is also called central dogma of molecular biology. What is that? DNA to mRNA, mRNA to protein. And this process is called what? Central dogma of molecular biology. So basic formula of molecular biology. Because of that, lot of applications are arised. We can see those applications with the help of principles in further lessons of biotechnology. So this is what the introduction of genetic material. Now let me give you clear data and what are the things we are going to discuss in couple of classes. So in further lessons, what we are going to discuss about this topic. So DNA structure. In this lesson we discussed about the genetic material introduction till the central dogma of molecular biology formula. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the DNA structure and its properties, molecular structure and properties. Later how many types of DNAs were there, and this is. Once DNA is completed, I will introduce what exactly RNA, how the RNA will differ, where exactly RNA plays as a genetic material, and all. That's the RNA word. The structures and the types, different types of RNA, mRNA, tRNA, rRNA, and other different small RNAs and all. Next, both DNA, RNA, both are structurally they are polymers of nucleotides. They play a very important role because both are same except some chemical replacements. Let us see what are they in the next sessions. Next, DNA replication, DNA transcription and translation called protein synthesis. All these three are very important. Next, lag operon. Lag operon is a part of expressness of the gene expression. Okay, different types of gene expressions are there. In that, lag operon mechanism is only one thing. So that also we can discuss. Later, DNA fingerprint. It is an application part of the DNA. Once you understand the structure of DNA and properties of DNA and how the DNA helps us to reveal lot of informations and lot of cases in the forensic sciences and some murder cases and rape cases and some robbery cases, how the thieves were easily caught, okay, by the DNA fingerprinting test and everything easily we come to know in the part of DNA fingerprinting. Later, HGP, Human Genome Project. This is how this project helps the humankind. When it was started, when it is completed, what is the duration, what are the rules and regulations, what are the goals of HGP, what it was gained, does it completed or not? If it is completed, what it has done. If it is not completed, what it has to do. So these are the things we are discussing in the Human Genome Project. So entire this lesson, guys, offer you more than 5 questions in the main NEET examination. 5 4s are 20 marks from only this lesson. If you understand this lesson, biotechnology principles and biotechnology applications as well as a genetics lesson also from the other 3, then this, okay, can give you another 6 questions. So totally 5 and 6, 11. So minimum 10 to 15 questions you will, around 15 questions you can answer by the concept of this lesson. So hope you understand the introduction part, guys. Tomorrow we will discuss about the structure of DNA. Once you go through the first year notes, that is the biomolecules, in that nucleic acids part I discussed. Tomorrow I will repeat that, okay, and also extended parts is also. So please come with a good reference of first year biomolecules lesson, okay. Thank you.